to be understood about sheep factor is that people follow people. Facts. So a little story behind this. Literally yesterday, at my grandparents' house, I had dinner there. You know, I ate my dinner. Then after my dinner, there was a pack of Malwams sitting right next to me. Now this pack had been there, I don't know how long for, but it was there. I took one of the sweets out, then my nan did, then my sister did, and then my brother did, all because I did. So before I took a pack of the Malwams, they didn't even think about it. They didn't know it was there, they didn't want it, they didn't desire it. But as soon as they saw me have it, naturally, as human instincts, it fired up something in them to act the same. So other examples of this are great influencers such as Ronaldo, you know, Michael Jordan, Kanye West's Yeezys, iPhones, Kylie Jenner's makeup brand, Rihanna's makeup brand. You know, people buy this simply because of the person who is promoting it and has created it. This also is true with neighborhoods and people following their neighbors. So if one neighbor sees or knows that one of their other neighbor has something, they're more likely to get that as well. No one wants to be left out. So when can we use the sheep factor in our pitch? The answer is anytime and as many times as possible. So we should be using it in our introductions, you know, in our short story, in our presentation, when we're asking for the bill, when we're closing, and when we're dealing with negatives as well. And how can we do that? So it's very simple. In our introduction, hi, my name's Romello from Octopus Energy. My iPad records. I've just finished speaking to your neighbour, or I've been speaking to your neighbours all day. How can we use it in our short story? You know, a lot of your neighbours have been switching to us recently, or a lot of your neighbours have been overpaying for their gas and electricity, or we've just been helping a lot of your neighbours today pay less. In our presentation, when we're showing them that we're #1 on which magazine, or when we're quoting them, you know, a lot of your neighbours love the fact that we're green and we're #1 on which magazine. We class you as a low user because you've got a similar house to your neighbours, you know, 3 bedrooms, 2 people in. When we're asking for the bills, you know, all we've been asking your neighbours to do is quickly grab their bill, because we can give you an accurate quote. So as you can see, every time we're saying something to the customer, we're slipping in neighbours, and all that is doing for the customer is building trust. What's another good way of using sheep factor? So if we have customers already with us on the patch, take their names, because what we can do then is that when we knock next door, or 2 doors down, or 3 doors down, any house in that close vicinity, instead of neighbours, it's you know, I've just been speaking to Julie, or I've just been speaking to John, you know, or Frederick, anyone. And even if the customer doesn't know that person, it makes you familiar. Also, taking names of people that we sign up, or just people that we interact with, writing it on our callback tracker, because once again, it doesn't matter if they're with us or not, all it gets across to the customer is that we know who they know, so it just boosts the likelihood of them trusting us and liking us. And last but not least, the more names you take, the more sales you'll do. Fact. And not only that, the more names you take, the more comfortable you feel in your area as well, because you know the people in the area. You know them, you've spoken to them, you've taken their name, you know who they are, they know who you are, so you'll feel more comfortable in your area for lap 2 and for prime time.